All right, everybody, we back with another episode of Wealth for the Culture. Got my man Terrence on today. He does something, it's interesting because a lot of times everybody, we bring up people on the show. We see a lot of people doing things that's, making six figures or they just giving their time freedom back. And he does something that's very interesting to me. He has a cleaning business. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let him kind of give you a little bit of his background, how he even got into the space and kind of just talk about what he does.
What up, y'all? First, man, I want to thank you for bringing me on your platform. You know what I'm saying, to talk to everybody. It's super amazing. But hey, I'm Terence Harris out of Columbus, Ohio. I've been in the cleaning field for 14 years. Man, look, I started out, I used to work for the state of Ohio, and I just knew that I wanted more. I just knew, I'm making $65,000, $70,000 a year, but I knew I just wanted more. So as I kept working, I started working when I was 18. And I just, like I said, it was just more to it. I got introduced to someone named Mike Benoit, 2010-ish. Another guy named Rob Coates and Damon Dillard. And they introduced me to personal development. You know what I'm saying? They had me start working on my mindset, just giving me different books to read and just pouring into me. So then it was just crystal clear that I did not want to continue just working every day and just being comfortable staying in my comfort zone. So when I tell y'all, I decided to jump to my full, just head on jump. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really have a plan, but I had a vision. And I knew that, I knew it was going to work out. So anyways, I put the 2-week notice in at my job for the state. They talked to me, was trying to get me to stay, asked me, what can we do to make you stay? Well, I was like, I just really want to go out and build this thing. So anyways, I left, I built, and I had a contract, and then I lost that contract at the airport contract. And when I lost it, I was like, oh man, what I'm going to do? Like, bills collectors was knocking, they was coming, at my door, showing up, taking pictures. So I'm like, what's going on? Getting ready to lose the house, everything. So I decided, I said, okay, let me go back and start from basics. I started going to 100. I made a list and went to 100 apartment complexes in my area. When I tell you this game is a numbers game, I went to 100. I probably was at 73, 74 before someone gave me that opportunity. They gave me that opportunity. And once I got that opportunity, they was like, well, we already have a cleaner, but we'll put you on the list. So they just put me on the list, but they gave me that opportunity. So once I got that opportunity, I started cleaning. And once I went in and started cleaning, they was like, oh, they referred me to someone else. Start cleaning. And then my kids was 9, 10, and 11. What I would do is I would bring them on and I would start having them clean with me. I would teach, when I say 9, 10, and 11, it was 9, 10, and 11. One would get good at cleaning the restrooms. One would get good at cleaning the stoves. One would get good at cleaning the window sills and stuff. And then I would go and do other stuff. Well, after a while, they got really, really good at it. And it was me and them and my girl. And we would just clean apartment units. And from that point, when I made that decision, it went to me going from having nothing to over the next year, 2014, making over $200,000 in just cleaning. Me and my kids. I'm talking about babies. So that's when I knew that if you can teach babies to clean and you start building this up, it was a lot of money in here. I just had to tap in a little bit more. So then as we start, doing the apartments, it was all about time. You know what I'm saying? What I learned, money is leverage, time is power. And I didn't have that time. You know what I'm saying? I was just always cleaning. I wanted to go on a vacation. I had to schedule it around cleaning. So I was like, man, I needed time. So then I had to start building and working. Like, okay, how can we build this thing out? And we built it out with the commercial route. But through that whole process, we cleaned daycares. I was doing stripping and waxing floors. Anything you can imagine, we was doing it in cleaning. And now once we put it all together, I tell people that the riches is in the niches. You got to find a niche in cleaning. You want to become great at something, pick a niche and get really good at that. So that's what we did. And now we specialize in 12 stories or higher cleaning. And now I'm teaching people as well how to start and grow their janitorial company.
Okay, that's what's up. So it's crazy because you probably like I've seen a few people that was I was like do research on. I see most people they don't really I've never seen them where they're actually doing the cleaning themselves to start off. So that's crazy. That's how you kind of got your start and stuff like that. And now you out here like you was mentioning, hey, he out here living it. He in Miami. I mean, y'all gonna see this if y'all watch on YouTube. You got the view and everything, man. He said he been out there like 40 days. So it's just crazy to see how all this came to fruition like that. And what's even better is a lot of people I think people probably get tired of hearing that, but every entrepreneur I talk to, they always kind of mention that whole mindset thing, right? And that's something that's crazy. Like you said that you had a couple mentors of yours that they helped you with your personal development. So I'm glad you hit on that. But my thing is, I always try to, I always want to know, like, was like financial literacy or anything like that, or entrepreneurship, or any money talks or anything like that, a part of like your upbringing or anything in your household coming up?
So for me, upbringing, I'm from Detroit, Michigan originally. So when I tell y'all, all I knew is how to fight and do stuff that just wasn't right. That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about personal development till I actually hit my 30s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about working on my mind. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about all them different things that get me to the next level. Because even like my when I tell y'all everything you want in cleaning is in between here. Like you literally have to believe that you're gonna go out and do it, and you can do it. Like when I say, even now, to go off topic, like everybody into the organization, give them books to read because we know it ain't about the cleaning. We can teach the cleaning, you know what I'm saying? But everybody who comes in, you got to be like, one book that I always tell them, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. That book works on your mind. Like, I always ask people a question. Would you be friends with someone that's always telling you you're not good enough? You're not smart enough? You know what I'm saying? You can't run a business. Would you be friends with them?
Uh,
Well, that's what we tell ourselves every single day. We tell ourselves those self-doubting beliefs. We tell ourselves that we're not good enough, so we don't do it. We tell ourselves we're not great at something, so we don't pursue it. We let our own self talk us out of being great. So that's where I'm at. I'm with changing the culture, changing that, where we got to talk ourselves into being great. We ain't talking ourselves out of that.
Nah, that's powerful because that's crazy that you mentioned that because that's when things, even for me personally, that's when things start changing. When I started having, like, I just started speaking things into existence, and then it's crazy because you start seeing stuff actually start taking place and happening, and like I'm just getting started with this whole game and like trying to do entrepreneurship and stuff like that, and it's just like, man, you don't realize that just if you just take a little action. It ain't gotta be nothing crazy. Just take action day by day, and it's just crazy the amount of stuff that you can accomplish. So, you right on point with it, man. You definitely on point with that for sure.
Hey, when you say take action, though, you know what I'm saying? I always tell people, man, you got to get in the room. Like, you got to get in the room with like minded entrepreneurs. You got to show up to places where, like, I just came from a recession proof conference where my guy, him 500 presented. When I tell y'all, you got to get in the room with like minded. The things he's doing is amazing with recession proof. You have to get in the room. And when you get around them entrepreneurs that's doing things, it makes you move. Like you say, when you're around the five people you hang around, and when I tell you information changes situations, it changes them, but you have to apply that information. You know what I mean? So it's there. You just got to get around the right people. So,
No, definitely.
man, that's powerful too.
It's crazy though because that is a part of it. Because that for me, a lot of times, like a lot of my people, like there ain't nothing wrong with like they cool with where they at and doing just they 9 to 5, so that's fine. But I had to start tapping. When I started this platform, actually, I started to be able to like network and meet with like people that think like me and think on the same wave. And that's when I started seeing like growth and stuff on my journey personally. And it's not even just a lot of people think like, oh, well, it ain't even something like I try to provide some type of value to people that I come in contact with the same way they gonna pour into me. So it's not like I tell like people all the time, like you can't just go like, I can't just come to you and be like, hey, put me on. Like, well, what am I gonna get you? Like, you got to be able to like help somebody else out in the same manner, and be able to get them something, provide them value. That's what I try to tell everybody because everybody be wanting, once they really start seeing you making that money, that's when all them questions start coming. That's when, the DMs start getting flooded. They may not even like a post, might not comment on a post, engage or nothing, but they'll be in the DMs when you start posting stuff. They'll be like, oh, put me on, tell me how to do this, tell me that. And I'm just like, after a while, you can't answer every question. And that's why I tell people like you, like they just put a platform together to just teach people and put them on that way. Because now you can kill two birds with one stone, and not only can you help just one person, you can help a mass of people. And another thing, you teach and stuff, and people gotta stop at the start of this thing, get out that mindset of not being willing to like pay for some knowledge. Like a lot of people, they so quick. That's when I used to be that way. I'd be like, nah, that's a scam. Nah, I done got so much game, and I pay for it. I ain't got no problem doing it, and that ain't nothing against it. Like people charge, some people give it away for free. And I mean, right now, this platform, this is going to be given away free. You want to go do some deep diving and learn even more? My man got a course teaching everybody this cleaning game. So we about to get into this cleaning business.
Yeah. And no, that's great that you touched on that too, because now even with so I teach business credit, right?
Mm.
And I teach it on a platform for free. I've been teaching it. And when I tell you, what I'm learning now is when you pay attention. My guy, Neo, shout out to Neo Davis. He say, listen, when you pay, they pay attention. And that's so true because the stuff that I'm giving, it's the same thing that a lot of everybody else that's doing it is doing. The same exact information. It's just I don't charge for it. So you don't see a lot of value in it. When you don't see a lot of value in it, they're like, yeah, I'll just go pay somebody that I know, that's charging this a price because they see value in it. So a lot of times, man, people don't, when you giving it away for free, they don't pay attention to it. So you have to charge. Like even for my mentorship, man, listen, it's about results for me. When I say it's about results, it's about results. So I tell everybody that I talk to when they starting it, like, listen, don't purchase this program. Don't get in this program if you're not ready to work. Because there's some work involved, but it's about results. It's not about the money, it's about results. So hey, that's true. So that's where I'm at with it, where you pay for information. Like, even last year, I paid over $65,000 in personal development and going to a conference, even during the pandemic. Like I'm paying for it. I'm paying to go get in the room. I'm paying to listen to these. I'm paying to get mentored. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for a lot of things. That way, it helps me build me up. That way, I can teach it and I can get the game out. So I pay for a lot of information. So it's definitely worth it, though.
Most definitely, and I'm glad you mentioned that. Because a lot of times that was another thing. For at least I can speak personally for me. A couple of my friends, when you start getting all that free information, don't get me wrong. I love YouTube University. I love Google, but sometimes you could go down a rabbit hole, and then it become a matter of what you're doing this for. You're doing this to get like information overload. You have it, and you paying somebody to make this easy and easily digestible, and something that you could just, it's a step by step booklet. Basically, you could just get the ground running. A lot of times, people see all that stuff and they'll like, oh, let me go start googling this. Then they'll get 50 other questions, and instead, they could just pay for a mentorship, have direct access to somebody and a community of people doing the same thing. So you could just ask questions directly and get an immediate answer. You can keep on moving. But so you definitely hit on that. But now to get to this real nitty gritty, this cleaning business. This is crazy. I didn't even realize it was no real like money in this because you think about cleaning. A lot of people think like, oh, the janitors or whatever. And it's like, I seen you on TJ Millionaire on YouTube, and I was just like, I think they were doing like they had like a whole thing of Lamborghini Brothers or whatever. And I was like, dang, like, they had to get it. I heard it mentioned like cleaning. I was just like, I followed you on Instagram. I was like, let me see like what's going on with this. Like, that's crazy. So can you kind of just tell everybody, like give them an overview like what you do in the cleaning business and all of that?
So listen, y'all, it's so much money in the cleaning field, right? And what I tell people now, and I break it down to you, the biggest thing in the cleaning field, you get people who do not show up. Man, if you can show up and you know how to build relationships, you can make so much money in this cleaning field. So now you can build relationships, you can show up. Now you gotta pick a niche. You know what I'm saying? The riches The riches is in the niches. Once you pick your niche, like you can go everywhere and you could be confusing your staff. Like I used to be stripping and waxing floors, then I used to clean apartments, then I used to clean small commercial buildings, then I used to go here, and then they don't know where they're going from day to day to day. And that's confusing. You know what I'm saying? That's confusing. So you pick somewhere, and I pick commercial space. Once you pick that, then you get really good at it. When I tell you, I'm talking about you become an expert. So when they say, what's QTS service? They'll know that I'm specializing in commercial cleaning. When they say whatever cleaning company, they know that they're specializing in that. So if it's daycare cleaning, they know, okay, they're expert in that area. So now once you become an expert in that area and you work on that craft, I always bring a team on. If it's either employees or 1099, they all go through that same process of, now I hire hard, you gotta hire hard and fire fast. So when I'm hiring like we going for a government job. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I look at my business as a government business. You know what I'm saying? You come in, I'm gonna ask you, I got a whole set of questions, 10 or more questions. You go through a first interview. Then you get another interview. If you pass that, then you get a third interview. So we hire because we know, and that's been in this business for long enough, you know, people who go through 3 interview processes, they're going to show up and stay. Most of the time, people, once they got, man, I got to do another second interview for this, I'm not showing up. We don't want them type of people. You don't want that. So you put them and you hire hard, put them through a whole process. And then once you put them through that process, you train them up. You get them SOPs in place. You get them where you showing, you giving them an exact system to follow. Whatever, if you're doing apartments, you give them a step from, I'm cleaning from the back room all the way out to the front room. And if you check in each room, I will check a room after I finish. Then you go to the next room, you check a room, and then you work your way out. So now you make sure they follow that system, and then now you have someone going over to follow behind them. So now you got 6 set of eyes of somebody looking over whatever work is being done. You can't miss nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's hard to miss something. So now you become an expert at that process. So then what I always, like I said, my biggest thing is once we start that process and build it into people, now once you got a team, man, you sow into that team, man, you put them through trainings, you send them wherever they got to go to build up their skills in cleaning or their personal development. You send them because a lot of people worry about, man, what if they go somewhere else? We don't worry about that because we go treat them so well that they don't want to go nowhere else. And then I actually encourage people, work on yourself, start your own company. I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that it could be so many of us, 100, 200 of us in the same city, do the same thing and make millions. Because it's all about once you collab and build on to each other, it's enough. If you look behind me, man, there's so many high-rise buildings out here that we all can't just go clean them buildings. So get good at that cleaning and that process. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot into this cleaning field. So I get so excited when we start talking cleaning and talking about the money and the ups and downs that I've been in. I could talk all day about that.
Man, that's crazy. I didn't even know it was like that. So shoot. All right. So for anybody listening, can you just kind of break down like what is like the potential income you can get from this?
Okay. So if you going, it depends on what niche you're in. We're gonna talk commercial niche. We're gonna talk my niche. You know what I'm saying? So into commercial field, once you set up your commercial stuff, man, you get all your certifications. If you're in a disadvantaged area, you can get your disadvantage certification. You can get your minority certification. If you're a veteran, and you know what I'm saying, you can get your service connected. You know, especially if you're a veteran with disability. All these different contracts, man, they out here. We just don't know about it. Like they out here waiting for somebody to get. And what happens is everybody fight for everything at the bottom. And then up here in the commercial space into the big contracts, it's nobody fighting. It's just the same big guys getting the same contracts because we just don't know the little things to put in place. So, and then now if you want to go into the big jobs, even into my training, shameless plug, but back into my mentorship, man, we teach the personal credit, how to get your personal credit right, remove everything, fix it. Then we teach the business credit, how to build your business credit up. So now you can get the line of credit. That's what you're going to need once you get big contracts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes how they weed out the little guys is they don't pay you for 3 or 4 months. And then we don't have that payroll to sustain us for 3 or 4 months. So then we just don't even do the big contracts. We're like, man, I just settle for this small stuff and fight amongst everybody else for the small contracts. So once you get your personal credit right, you get your business credit right. So now you sitting on line of credit. So now when you got to wait 3 or 4 months, you cool. You just pull for your line of credit, pay everybody, and then when a big check comes, you pay everything off. So I teach that where we go put ourselves, we go get ready, and we go be ready. So now we ready to get that contract, man. We there. We can jump on it, and that's one of the biggest things is the lack of knowledge, is the information that we don't know how to get us to that next level. And when I tell you, man, you can make millions in this cleaning field. I mean, there's no limit. You know what I'm saying? You can make 2 million. You can make whatever you want in this field. You can make it in this field. It's when they say printing money, you can print money in the cleaning field because whenever you're doing something people don't want to do, it's a need for it. People don't want to clean buildings. I don't care. They don't not gonna show up. So it's a need for it. So it's out here. When I say it's millions, you print. But what I love about it is, for me, it's the time freedom. Like I said, money is leverage, time is power. It's power, man. Like when you can go sit somewhere for X amount of time without having to worry about different things, that's your time. That's your freedom. I didn't have freedom to spend time with my kids when they were younger, because I was working, working, working. I didn't have all that freedom. So now it's different. I have a lot of freedom, but and I'm building, and I'm still about to build businesses out here in Miami because I see how good it is out here. So hey, it's money out here in this field. It's where you
All
want
right.
to take it.
I ain't gonna lie. You over here convincing people to, hey, if anybody listen, they're gonna be like, damn, let me go hit this man up. But okay, so we got y'all know it's money to be made, right? All right, we got that out the way. So now let's kind of just dive into, different things that people probably ask for. So for one, usually it was like, I was gonna say, do we have to clean the house? Because it's like you started off, you said clean and stuff, but you mentioned that now you hire a whole team out and stuff, correct?
Hmm. Definitely.
All
Yeah, we
right.
definitely hire a team.
A lot of people. So what you need, like, I guess that you have to have like an LLC and get all that stuff situated and get that in order.
So yeah, so when you first starting out, so you start out, you want to get your LLC set up. You know what I'm saying? You get your LLC up, you want to get your EIN number, you get your DUNS number. Then once you get those things, you want to get your business address set up. If you go virtual, if you go a physical address, then you want to get your website set up, and then you want to get your phone number. Then once you get your business phone number, you want to list it at listyourself.net. Get listed. You know what I'm saying? Let people know where you at. Because when you're looking for funding, people want to go dive and see. They go Google. They go see, who are you? You know what I mean? So especially the banks. The banks want to know. So everything needs to be matching. When you go starting your business and building it out, your EIN need to be the same address as on your articles. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the bank, it need to be the same address as on your articles when you register with your LLC. When you your business, whatever your address is, like I said, all that stuff needs to match. That's so important. That's like the basic step of starting your LLC.
Okay. So what other, I guess, like things do you need to consider when you getting started? Like, is there like startup costs or anything like that besides the LLC?
Yep. So, and your startup cost, it depends on if you want to go residential, if you want to go, stripping on floor care, if you want to go commercial. So like, but the small things is your supplies. You know what I'm saying? Your supplies is one of your biggest things. And you can find ways to do your supplies. Like I say, you can get a local company that you go through to get your supplies, or you can, sometimes you have to improvise. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to, like for me, what I did is I ordered a whole bunch of essential oils from a company called Young Living. And I started cleaning with this stuff called Thieves. And it's because I had my kids and I really didn't want them cleaning with all the harsh chemicals. So once you mix these things, you can, you pay $50 for it, but it makes you, maybe 50 gallons. And it makes a lot. And then you start cleaning, it's disinfectant, and you start out with your supplies like that. And um, the supplies is one of the biggest things for your startup. And then it's not really licensed that you need to get. It's some certifications you need to get. Like I said, some disadvantage. So if you're a minority, woman minority, it's a lot of certifications you'll get. Then when you want to go sit on the training, which you don't have to do right away, but I would say $500 to $1,000 would be a great startup cost for everything.
Oh, that ain't really that's inexpensive. Oh yeah, compared to other things I've heard. So real quick, 'cause maybe I just ain't getting it. So these certifications, what can you explain like what those are? Like these you said disadvantage certifications.
Yeah, so so just say if you're in a disadvantaged area, we stand in for me. So in Detroit, so everywhere in Detroit is like a disadvantaged area. So if you start a business in that area,
Mm.
um, it's contracts out here for you. It's a certification where they'll certify you as a disadvantaged business. So now it's when you want to go get government contracts, it is they like set asides. Only disadvantaged business can apply for this. So now they making it where we could apply for stuff because a lot of times it was just the people with the money that can get all the big contracts. But now they putting things in place with the minority certifications, women-owned businesses, where they targeting it where you can get these contracts, but you can't get them if you don't have your personal stuff set up and your business credit set up. You can't get them because you don't. 'Cause most of us don't have money sitting around where we can just say, "Hey, uh, it's here." You know what I'm saying? I can go spend $40,000, 50,000 with a line of credit. You just put it on your line of credit, and now you qualify for any contract that they give you. So
Hey, that's the plug right there. Hey, he just dropped. Hey, keep dropping these gems. So I guess because you do commercial, is it a like an aspect of like any kind of marketing you got to do? I guess to get your name out there, stuff like that.
for me, like I said, man, this is my concept, man. You add value, you add value, right? So I added value, and a lot of my stuff is word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. Now, it's a lot of marketing that you do that I'm learning now through, like I said, through Him 500 platform and Neo's platform, where you now once I know, I can go out and build businesses for people because I know how to market and reach a target market. So now once you reach that target market, you pick your niche, you put that niche in a funnel, you run ads to certain people in certain areas, and then that's how you can start getting contracts. Like it literally could be that easy where you tell me you live in Chicago, you tell me you're on the soft side, you want contracts on the soft side of Chicago, and you want all daycares. Now I'm gonna put it in a funnel. I'm gonna run ads, and I'm gonna target that whole area of daycares in that specific area where they're gonna be calling and coming to you. They'll be coming to me, and now I can say, "Oh, okay, here I got 3, 4 contracts for you. I got 5 contracts for you. I got 6 contracts for you." So literally, the marketing, man, is a whole new level. It's all digital. Like that's the space that I'm learning now that in the marketing you can reach anybody in any area. You know what I'm saying? And it's also there's nothing wrong with that old school approach of going to door in certain areas. I mean, that's still winning contracts. I mean, I just told that to somebody and they did that same exact thing that I just said. Start going to they pick the area, start going to apartment buildings, and when I tell them when they go to the apartment buildings, you want to introduce yourself. You don't want to go in and come out like, "Oh, this is me. Can I get your contract? Can I do this?" No, you want to simply go in and say, "Hey, I'm Terence Harris. Introduce yourself. I'm with QTS Services. I'm a local cleaning service in your area. If you ever need a backup cleaner, here's my information." And give them your information. And then you walk away and you leave. You know what I'm saying? You give them your flyers, your prices, your quotes. When I tell you, 9 times out of 10, they will be calling you because they need backup cleaners all the time because people don't show up. So now you just went and introduce yourself. You're not being pushy. You're not being salesy. You're not talking about the last cleaning company. You're not downgrading nobody. You adding value. If you need me, I'm here. Introduce yourself, and you go and do that to every building. And I'm telling y'all, that's a game changer. That's something I didn't know. And I know now, but that's a game changer where now people just calling you. And now we got 19. When we was doing apartments, we got up to 19 apartment complexes just by that simple method right there.
Okay. So, what would you say? I guess would be like the most challenging part because everybody always talk about the good and stuff, but I always like to get both sides. Like for people that's trying to get started in this, if they want to come, like what would you say is the most challenging part of this cleaning business?
You, the most challenging part is you. Because like in this business, it's ups, It's downs, it's highs, it's lows. Most of the time, we don't have this right, so we quit. Most of the time, when something go wrong, like when I lost that contract, I could have easily went back to my state job. I'm positive they would have brought me back. I would have, but I knew here, like, nah, it's bigger than this. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. So a lot of times in this business, it's simple here. Like we face an obstacle, instead of running through that obstacle or jumping over that obstacle, we don't face it. And then that way we quit. We just go, oh man, I don't like this stuff, and we start something else. So the biggest thing in this business, like I said, is here. And then the next thing is your staff, training your staff. No, we don't even know how to get our staff. If you don't know how to get your staff and ask the right questions, that's gonna be your biggest downfall is your staff, your team members. You know what I mean? So now once you get them and ask the right question, and you put them through that process. Yeah, it takes 2 weeks to go through and vet somebody, but you stay on that system, you follow that system, then now they will buy into what you're doing, because this is another thing that I do once I get my people. Now I make them part of the team. I mean, we'll do profit sharing. Hey, we hit $300,000. I'm giving everybody 10,000. Or I'm giving, especially the key management. You know what I'm saying? So now you give them something that they're going to work towards. You know what I'm saying? You give them something like monthly. People will do more for recognition than they'll do for money. So you recognize, hey, thanks for doing a great job. Here's a $100 gift card. Here's a $50 gift card. Here's something 25. It don't matter about the money. You just recognize them. Employee of the month. You know what I'm saying? Contractor of the month. Whatever it is, you just, once you start recognizing, because people, like I said, would do more for recognition than they would do for money. So you start recognizing them and just showing them that they're part of the team and thanking them for all they do. Now they're going to work harder than you. They're going to go put the business on their back harder than you could. You know what I'm saying? There's people inside the business that know so much about it than I do. So build into them, pour into them, send them to places that they need. Last year, before the pandemic, I had took 6 of us. We went out to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I gave them all cash. You know what I'm saying? $500 a piece, I think it was, for each one of them to spend, pay for the hotel. We went to the conference, introduced the whole key staff to other people, let them learn from other people. So when they have issues, they don't call me, they call some of the people from all over the world they met in Vegas. So it's all about once them the hardest things, because now once you get them, you pour into them, that takes away that hard. You know what I mean? Because I know that was one of the hardest things is the employees, the contractors. That was one of the hardest pitfalls into cleaning. Not getting the contracts. If you can get them, but can you keep them? You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to keep them. And the only way you get to keep them, you train up that staff and put them systems and the procedures in place. And when you put systems and procedures, hey, everything roll like a rope, roll together. Just keep rolling effortlessly. Follow the system. Stuff go wrong. Most of the time it's because they deviated from the system. So that's the hardest part.
Okay. Hey, you got a whole. Hey, it's a blueprint right here. You drop a major game, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people you don't hear. It's crazy because a lot of people they want to lead a 9 to 5. For whatever reason they want to leave it for, and some people might want to leave just because they ain't being treated right. So when you was mentioning, when you was going through how you treat your people, I was like, damn, like you look like they are like honestly they getting hooked up to me. If you ask me, because a lot of people, you go to a job, all you expecting, is to get that check, and that's it. Going about your day. You over here taking people to conferences, and you not like it's one of those things like you giving that person development, and I mean, yeah, they probably could leave, but leave for what? When it's great over here. I ain't got no issues, and on top of that, you giving them milestones to hit that could put some more money in their pockets. So now you got them going out advocating for you, and that's literally like saving you on your marketing. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's how you
Now,
grow. And also, I had a guy. I got a guy I want to touch on real quick. He's part of my staff. His name is John. And man, he was working late. Like I say, he put the company on his back. When I tell you he put the company on his back, man, he's out working late hours, staying 2 or 3 hours, fixing different things. Well, one day he left work and he fell asleep. This is about a little over a year and a half ago. Fell asleep, got into an accident, really bad accident. So man, I rushed up there, was with him at the hospital. And man, I'm talking about he went through a whole thing where he couldn't walk he just now started to be able to walk and get back to functioning. But all through that whole process, as he got started, when he was going through that whole ordeal, man, I went there and I made sure that, listen, dude, I'm in your corner. I'm here. I appreciate everything you do, and I made sure he didn't miss a paycheck. I made sure that he still got everything that he always had. So when I say you got to take care of your people, is when they say loyalty is an action. People can say they loyal, but you really gotta put that action in. So when I made sure his family know, I made sure he didn't have to worry about how he was gonna, pay his bills while he going through this horrible ordeal. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, things like that, man, is what really, really, really resonates with me is like, man, I'm really big into taking care of my people. I'm really big into a family. And when you create your company like a family, I mean, it grows. And then that's how I tell everybody, when you create a company, don't create it about money. Because like even as my operational manager, like, man, how we gonna do this? How you gonna keep paying? Just asking, like not in a negative way, but just asking questions. I was like, listen, we go do that. So man, can we do that for everybody? Listen, we go cross that bridge if that ever happens. We go take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an action. You don't want them to have to worry about how they're gonna pay for this when they're going through an ordeal. So now when I tell you, that's like when I say that's my brother now, we have built a relationship, his family, his daughter. I mean, I know his whole family. He like what any endeavor as I'm doing, trust me, he's working harder, like 10 times harder for the business than I am because he like, man, I'm doing this. So that's something that's always touched my heart. And like, man, as we growing and building this thing out, man, we building a family. That's what it is to me. Like, it's a family. We help rock with each other and help each other grow.
And that reason right there why you see the success you see, man. That's powerful right there. I just being able to, and I mean, as another thing, like you was mentioning, like your operation manager was saying, like, oh, how we gonna do this? Well, you ain't worried about that. You just like, hey, you do right by people, and hey, the rest will take care of itself, man. That's just how it go. So,
Yeah,
hey, salute to you, my brother.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Now, this is another thing, another question I got. So, the custom when you're dealing with the customer aspect of things, right? So, like, do you have like I guess VAs and stuff that work for you, or
Yeah.
what do you? Okay,
Oh, so yeah. So now I'm set up a system, man. I keep telling y'all about when I keep telling y'all, man, about recession proof M500, man, meeting him, getting the financial literacy over a year ago, and he will always tell me like, T, man, you gotta put systems in place. Terrence, you gotta put systems in place. You know what I'm saying? You've been in this game too long. You need to be teaching this game, man. It ain't about you. It's about you helping other people make money and win at this game. You know what I'm saying? That really opened my mind and resonated with me. Like, yeah, wait a minute, man. I'm cool. What if I help 1,000 people make six figures? You know what I'm saying? So then start putting systems in place, start hiring VAs. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole VA team now where my staff, I mean, not staff, but my mentees don't know that's on my call that we've been doing. Man, I'm going to set up their designs. I mean, I'm going to set up their logos. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to set up their marketing piece for them. I didn't even tell them about that, but it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be my surprise. So at the end of the week, my team of VAs is gonna come set their stuff up. So man, yeah, you gotta put them systems in place. Get you some VAs to run your back end, to run your marketing team, to run every aspect of your business, and your business is going to like triple, 10x. So yeah, those VAs is powerful.
hey man, you just really you the example of somebody that like because you kind of just casual with like yeah I'm gonna hype it up there. You like real casual like oh you just like under promise that you mentioned, but like you out here over delivering on every aspect that like anything you do. Like if anybody don't take nothing away from this, it's just about over delivering. Like no matter what, like he over delivered with his staff. He over delivered when things go wrong. Hey, you figure it out after that. Over delivering when you teach people. Like that's the thing that I preach this people all the time. Like I'm under promise, so I can over deliver to people, and people don't understand the power of that. Like it's just the impact that'll be lasting on them, and you get to see everybody win because it's like you saying, even with this cleaning business, it's enough money for everybody to eat. So
Yeah,
that's powerful right there, man. Now, speaking of, I know people. Okay, it's just inevitable when you got like a customer base, right? You're gonna deal with complaints. How do you deal with those complaints?
So the biggest thing with complaints, man, you face them things head on. So like one of the things that was like people like as you got staff, man, you go have people go drop the ball, people go not show up. People, it's a lot of things that's going to happen in your day that you just have a system and procedure for it. So like when people don't show up, they have a backup staff for that. When they complain, guess what? It's not they call the operational manager or they call me. We're not going to fix it tomorrow. 2 days later, no, we'll have somebody there in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fix that issue. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people run away from issues. Like they run away from complaints.
Mhm.
They run away from all them things like, oh, we'll fix it tomorrow. We'll fix no. You handle that stuff head on and you let them know. I always let everybody know at the beginning. Listen, we're not perfect, but guess what? We go fix it, whatever issue you have. You know what I'm saying? If you got an issue, you let us know and we're gonna take care of it. So a lot of times when it comes to like cleaning stuff, once you follow that system, it shouldn't really be cleaning issues, but it is. It happens all the time. And you just face it head on and people know. Once you face them things head on, they like, all right, I want to rock with you. I don't want another cleaning company. Because I tell people like, listen, I want cleaning to be off your list. So when I say they have enough issues to worry about already in their particular business. They don't want to have to worry about the cleaning company. They don't want to have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, people not
Mhm.
showing up. They don't want to have to worry about their desk not being clean, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is. So as the team, you preach that. Listen, we here to take care of an issue. You know what I'm saying? So if it is an issue, we correct it and we correct it quick. And I mean, that's been part of my success, man. Just jumping on it head on when it is an issue.
I'm glad, and I'm glad you just hitting on like systems because as an acronym I seen a while back on systems. Saving yourself stress, time, energy, and money. And to me, the whole thing that you put together, that's exactly what it's living up to what exactly a system should be. So, you done dropped all this game. I want you to just speak a little bit about, anybody that's out there that's listening that want to tap into your, because you do have a mentorship program. For anybody that want to tap into that, can you just kind of break down like what they can expect to get out of that?
Okay, so listen, anybody want to tap in, it's called the Six-Figure Cleaning Mentorship. You can reach it at www.chestcleaning.com or Terence Harris QTS. That's my IG, and the link is in there. But for anybody that signs up, when I tell you how, first we go tackle how to work on your mind. We're going to talk about the mindset. Because a lot of times, man, a lot of people think that stuff fluff and, a lot of different things. But we go tap that mindset because that's one of the biggest things that's going to take you to a whole nother level in any business, but in this cleaning field. And then we go work on that personal credit. Make sure you be able to leverage them big contracts when they come around. Then we go work on the business credit. So now we got the personal credit built, we got the business credit built. So now if you got your $1 million contract coming to you, you can go take advantage of it because you already got that foundation set up. So then after that, man, we're talking about from your LLC to starting up your LLC. You'll learn how to do that, to putting all your systems together with that. And then we're going to teach you about the marketing part, the marketing aspect, and then getting contracts and then picking your niche. Like we go pick a niche. And then once you pick that niche, you'll know like, okay, this is the area I'm gonna become a expert in because I'm big on you becoming an expert in one field instead of four fields. Because if you four fields, you going 25%. We going 100. We my motto is 120%. So we become an expert in that field, and then we just go keep giving you the blueprints. I'm creating something now called it's gonna be QTS University, and it's gonna be like you need a contract. You better go on there and print it out. You need a, you know what I'm saying, SOP. You be able to go in there and print it out. Your operating agreement. We're going to touch on how you can go follow my operating agreement. We're going to touch on everything you need to build out a six-figure cleaning mentorship. We're going to touch on that in the six-figure cleaning mentorship program. So, I mean, from how to start to all the way to getting the contracts, how to do the walkthroughs. I mean, like I said, we talk about how you dress. You want to dress how you want to be addressed. So you make sure your staff is fully dressed, tucked in. You know what I'm saying? Your badge on, your polo shirt on that says the business name. You can even, like on Fridays, we do t-shirts, you know what I'm saying, with the company name on, button downs, like whatever your uniform policy is, we touch on that. We touch on all the different systems you need to take your business to a six figure. So anybody looking to start a cleaning company, make sure you tap in, because when I tell you we go over deliver, it's a lot of other stuff in there I'm not even touching on right now, but I know y'all gonna find a lot of value in it. And because I ain't told my mentees about it yet, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire. So if you're looking to start a cleaning company, tap in.
We most definitely have all that info in the show notes. You ought to go tap in with my boy Terrence. So we're going to pivot to the last segment. I just got to talk to the coach segment. I just run on 5 questions. I get all my guests to answer. So first question, just what does wealth look like to you?
And time freedom. Wealth look for me, it's like having that time freedom, then passing down, like we working on family SOPs. You know what I'm saying? Be able to pass down that legacy to my kids. Like putting things in place. If something was unfortunate happen, they keep following the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop because I stop. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be here from years and years and years. So wealth to me, man, is making sure your kids be able to go off QTS mentorship or whatever your program is. Whatever your program is, that's what your kids need to do. So for me, that's a big, man. My family be able to eat off of this for hundreds of years. So that's wealth for me.
Okay. And then this next question I got, I just always get a book recommendation for anybody.
Say it again.
A book recommendation?
Oh man, so The Science of Getting Rich by Waddles D. Waddles is one of the books that was given to me, and I'm gonna give you like 3 because there's like 3 of them that really resonates with me. Who Moved My Cheese? If you looking for change and you looking to start, it's by Spencer Johnson. If you looking to start your journey, whatever it is, you might be leaving your 9-to-5 job. That's a big change. I mean, you might be changing to a different business. Who Moved My Cheese? My guy Rob Coates introduced me to this book, and when I tell you this book still read 10 years ago and it resonates with me right now, that book is powerful. It helps you see what you're going into, that new area that you're going into, that mindset. So Who Moved My Cheese is another great book. And then what I give to everybody, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. That book right there, it gets rid of all of them self-doubts and the disbeliefs. And I mean, like we want to speak life into it. So that's one of the things that books helps you to get rid of all that self-doubt and things. Speak life, speak affirmation, whatever you want, speak it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's I'm big on the personal development. If y'all don't take, like you said, if y'all don't take anything else out, you know what I'm saying? We go under promise and over deliver, but we go work on our mind. That's one of the biggest things I want y'all to take out too.
All right. So my next question I got is, what failure taught you the most?
Man, what failure taught me the most? Man, losing a not so before I had a guy tell me, say, hey man, you need to keep building business. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Well, I had a contract and I'm like, shoot, I'm comfortable. Well, I lost that contract. When I lost that contract, I didn't have nothing to fall back on. I didn't have no systems in place. I didn't have anything. So that was one of the failures that really put me down and made me think that, okay, I need to work on myself. I need to work on me. I need to learn about the business a little bit more. I need to dive a little bit deeper into cleaning. You know what I'm saying? So them or something, that failure right there, me losing it all, really taught me, man, that you gotta have systems in place, and you gotta always keep looking at the future and keep adding different things. Just don't operate in your comfort zone. When you operate in your comfort zone, I mean, a lot of bad stuff happens in that comfort zone. So.
Okay. So 2 more questions. I always, this podcast centered around the Black community, trying to, shine a light on things. But I always ask all my guests, just what is one thing that you think the Black community needs to improve on?
You said, what's one thing I think they Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
One thing the black community needs to improve on.
Man, just personal development, working on their mind. Man, I say that. I'll keep saying that all through the thing. It's about working on you. Focus on you until the focus is on you. Focus on you until the focus is on you. I got that for one of my other guys, which is 2 weeks out. He talks about that all the time on his thing. Focus on you till the focus is on you. So that means work on yourself. Work on yourself. Whatever area it is, work on you. And then when you work on you, great things start to happen. I mean, it don't matter what field you in. You don't have to do cleaning. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm trying to get to y'all. It don't have to be cleaning. It could be whatever you say. I know it's cliche. You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever, but you literally can do what you want to do. But you got to work on you. You got to put that time in on you. So that's one of the things I think that we really, really need to work on. And then also another thing is, man, adding value to each other. Like, man, we pulling each other up. Man, we not pushing down, we not hating on each other, man. Everything I do, man, I'm doing it to pull us up. I'm not doing it to pushing us down, man. I think we just need to all work together and keep building and building and building and change our mentality from things as a scam or this stuff is this. Man, pay for this information. Pay for the information. That's what gets you to that next level. Like, a lot of times, man, I know we've been taught, like it gets deep, man, that we've been taught that everything's a scam or everybody's trying to get over, man. Like, think about all the positive things. Think about what if you do. A lot of things, think about all the bad things. What happens if you do become successful? Think about that. Think about the risk of what if you become successful. But we think about what if we don't. We think about all the self-doubtful things. But now, man, I always push, man, think about what's right. Think about the positive things. Think about if this business do take off. And I'm telling y'all, man, that this thing right there, it'll take you to a whole nother level.
My brother, I just want to thank you again, man, for coming through, dropping these gems. Do me one last favor. Plug all your stuff in, how people can find you, get a hold of you, contact you, all of that.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate you, man. So it's Terence Harris. It's QTS Cleaning, www.qtscleaning.com. And then on IG, it is Terence Harris QTS, TERENCE HARRIS QTS. And then on Facebook, it's Terence Harris. So yeah, tap in with me, man. And man, let's grow, man. Let's build, man. Let's help each other get to that next level.
All right, for sure, man. We got another episode in the books, one for the culture. Y'all think this episode provide any value? Because my man just dropped $1 million with the game right here. Gave y'all the blueprint. Y'all go get that course, man. Tap in. You know, this, if y'all like what y'all heard, man, like, comment, subscribe, share with your people, man, and let them know. Get on the wave, man. Make this money.
And I appreciate you, man. I want to say thank you, man, for bringing me on to this platform, man. What you doing for the community, man, for the culture is game changing, man. So I'm definitely going to have my guys tap in with you because, man, what you doing for the culture is amazing. So I salute, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you.